friends, I'm back on the red carpet, which you know what that means. I'm back at Universal for my second time. I have something fun planned this time. Hopefully you'll enjoy this lap with me. Let's go. We have a couple of factors working against us. Don't have my pro microphones, forgot them. Park closes at 7 o'clock. It's 3 and 90 degrees. We're gonna have to work with all this instead of working against it. So as I'm still learning my way around this park, I thought a fun thing to do would be to walk the entire exterior of the upper level. Let me explain. When I went to Disneyland for like my second or third time, when I became an annual pass holder, I walked the entire park, staying on the outer edge, just to learn the complete layout of the land. Today, I'm going to do that exact same thing as I'm learning this place, and it also will work into all of today's restraints. There will be design breakdowns coming, but first, I gotta learn a little bit more before I can get into all of that. Of course, I'm getting creative with my newfound love of Universal. We are starting right here. This is the grand entryway. This is where it arcs over, and we're gonna go this way. And if everything works out, we will eventually end up right here on the other end. Sound good? Let's go. Aha, I have found where they keep their lockers. And what is this? Feature presentation. Just a store for Wicked? That's wild. 100% is, even with the yellow brick road. Okay, I really thought the entire park would look like, you know, sort of old Hollywood, Universal stuff like this. And then kind of more carnival-based stuff like this Jaws 50 diner right here that I just cruised up on with the fake American flag bunting that's just printed on paper with ridiculous treats like the shark fin funnel cake. That's ridiculous. Oh, but the next item might be even a little bit more insane. That's right, a vegan crab cake. That sounds great on a hot summer's day. So we've come to our first turn in the road. Now my last trip is making even more sense while we saw Sheriff Brody right around the corner from this establishment. So very interestingly, I got to see this attraction today from the backside. Earlier today, I was invited to go on a personal one-on-one VIP tour of the back lot. I got to see it from behind, like all the moving mechanisms. Didn't film that because it was technically backstage, but I did get to sit up here and just kind of study the overall set, which was just fantastic to kind of see all the pieces and to really be able to absorb in this icon of pop culture at my own pace and not in a moving vehicle with somebody talking at me the whole time. It was really cool to just have a quiet moment to enjoy this. And Jaws brings us to our first dead end, and also the Water World attraction that I saw the last time with Adam. This show is fantastic, and just look how popular it is. People love this thing, and why not? You're coming to Hollywood, you want to see some sort of live entertainment. A lot of these people actually work in current TV productions, so this is just like seeing something getting filmed right in front of you. So yes, Waterworld brings us to our first dead end, but it also shows me that a nice little cut off the main street where they're obviously already pushing people over in an unused corner that probably goes behind the main shops. Like, I'm fascinated by the layout of this park. Today is going to be a very, very fun challenge, and I'll be breaking down design things when I see them, but I got to learn it first. So we've gone from Amityville to sort of old Hollywood meets Art Deco, Spanish-inspired design. Probably kind of a weird time to be here with Hollywood Horror Nights getting ready to kick off. Park closes early tonight, and I think that there's going to be a lot of things that are kind of behind scrims. On my tour today, I was told the fun fact that they're either always getting ready for Hollywood Horror Nights, or they're breaking down Hollywood Horror Nights. It's kind of the two seasons at the park these days. It's interesting how they have their park broken up into their sub-brands. The Illumination store, obviously the production company that does Despicable Me, has its own store here on the corner, which kind of feels a bit different than where we're at over here. Not a huge thematic shift, but a shift nonetheless. And just like that, it looks like we've moved over to the world of Hello Kitty. Not only in shrubbery form, but obviously in merchandise form as well. Very, very cute marquee opening display inside the store caught my eye. I had to step in. Here comes a troll, literally. Not like a YouTube troll, but like a for real troll. So we have the animation studio store that sits on the corner here, kind of ending this block. And then it looks like we have another one of those little short streets, but appears to be cast member only. Kind of like we're going tonally from old Hollywood into a more East Coast or New York setting. And then here we see Wizarding World already leaking into our view. I was just getting ready to film something else, and then here comes the prom and prom queen of Universal. Amazing. The moment that I have stood here, I have seen so many characters go by. It's like a parade. That guy, like so many people just cruising right by me. And this whole time, all I've been trying to do is just film this bottom facade here of the Power Up Cafe. Just how adorable and tiny it is. Oh, I did guess it right. We are in the New York zone. A little cute here, Nintendo-inspired bodega on the corner. In this Manhattan district, you see the brick facades, laundry, potted plants, but then you come over to the more pop culture version with Super Mario, with the bright color, and then that classic New York City green and white stripe awning. This is very cool, and a street party has just popped out. This place is wild. Does anybody know if the Epcot Jammers are single? Because if those guys are single, I know two hot young ladies in Universal that they have a lot in common with. I guess the weird thing about this place is that it goes from great theming to just weird mall stuff. Like the New York block there looks so great, and so does the LA area before, where they're celebrating their different sub-brands. But then you just fall into these weird mall locations where it all kind of falls apart. There's just basically big stickers on there. It's just interesting. It's like sometimes they care, sometimes they don't. But I care about details, like that air conditioner in the window. That's a fantastic detail. I've cruised into this little Spaniard courtyard where I can see familiar logo up there on the tower. I believe this is where they do a Kung Fu Panda show. But now we have a little bit of green space, which there's not a ton of that here. Oh, and I see why. The green space is creating a divisional sight line from Harry Potter, Wizarding World, so those two towers don't spill. I'm learning. So we have Donkey next door chatting with folks. Kung Fu Panda Theater here with this nice Spanish-style tower. And then a little bit more of that leakage of Wizarding World. And then just people like this cruising by. Just roaming around. Wasn't expecting to see this in the ticket booth. This is great. We have this little garden area over here, right on the edge of Wizarding World. This is a cool looking courtyard. Really cool looking courtyard.
You wore your nice shirt with holes in it.
We're gonna go from Donkey over to the edge of Wizarding World. Let's go. So mesmerized the last time, I didn't realize there is a little bit of green space just outside of Wizarding World. That's super important, and I'm glad they fit a little bit in their very tight theme park. All right, so I'm going to do a perimeter walk of Wizarding World. It's so cool in here. So these are the trees in that courtyard that are separating the two lands. It's so crucial that that's there to sell the story. So our first major building, this building's so important because it's creating a blockage so you can't see all the way into the land. Very crucial. Now on the edge of the music shop, you can see how there's that extra layer over this ridge right here. That's that gimmick that just makes it feel like it goes on to infinity. Love that. I'm absolutely loving this second keyhole right here. They have done a great job of managing this space. Full design details, full design breakdown is indeed coming. Don't worry. I asked and you said you wanted it and I will deliver, but I gotta learn it first. Just look how great this is. On a busy Monday afternoon, for a second, it's just ours. So good. And it's just a staff area, but they use the staff area to tell the story to the guests. I appreciated it. I noticed. Just like I'm noticing that white smoke coming out of that. So this is our new outer perimeter. White smoke, we got a pope. So now we gotta work our way around in this courtyard. This is cool that we have this stage right here with some trees kind of growing in. Wish it was fully grown in to hide that big box. But cool to see a community space in what is gotta be their most packed land. And then more trees, keeping the other edges of the park away from us. I honestly didn't know that there was a second attraction right here. All right, awesome. I have reached another end. This bayou country looking wall, row of trees hiding the secondary roller coaster. And here we are. We're at the start or end of the e-ticket attraction in this land. Man, the scale on this thing is wild. And a little brick wall show building behind us here, keeping it all stitched together. There's a cool little park behind me, and everybody looks like they're going to throw up. So I'm assuming this is where people go when they feel like shit after riding this ride. Sorry, I don't get to see you much today. Without the microphones, it's kind of hard to lock in sound with confidence with so many other sounds going around me. But hopefully you're enjoying the tour. I am. Oh wow, I don't know who this is, but I'm assuming there's some sort of witches. Witch on, little friends, witch on. Now, I'm assuming that this is like an exit to the gift shop situation, but once again, one of those things that I didn't even notice on my first journey through here. Oh, whoa, look at that view right there. That is so cool. This land's fantastic. I literally forgot how awesome this thing is. That bridge in there, the front facade, the rails out here, the shadows in that little courtyard. Maybe I need to watch the movies. Pig eagles or Gamorrean guards with wings. These statues flanking the front are such a cool touch. Oh wow, look at this little passage on the side of the structure. See, this is why you gotta do the perimeter. Leave no nook, leave no cranny behind. Lockers over here. Must be an intense ride. What a cool extended queue. I wish I could just walk through it. I promise you guys. Oh, look at that! Look at that little hole in there. Yeah, as I was saying, I promise you guys, design review coming. I need the good microphones to do it justice though.
If you'd like to have your very own photograph with our Benetons and the Downstrains and myself, yours Gryffindor, we'll make you right at the front of the scene.
What is this? What is this?
Shaded areas.
All right.
We'd be happy to meet you very rare.
Here's that extended queue again. I love that it's like in a forest. Man, that's great. Guys, I didn't know there was another exit point. This is why wandering the edge is the way to find every little detail. Whoops. Damn it. Oh, check it out. Magnets. How do they work? That is one of the most comfortable looking queues I've ever seen. I know. It's some real nerd shit we're doing today, but this kind of discovery, you only get to do it once. It's like solving a theme park mystery in real time. And I gotta find weird spots to record because I have to talk extra loud without the microphones. I don't like to be rude. My other microphones do a great job of picking up my voice, and then I raise it in my post mix, so I don't talk that loud in the theme parks, even though I do have a deep voice. But I gotta push it a little bit today, so I'm doing a lot of talking into the camera. I'm just explaining to you guys because I know it's a bit of a different video. Consistency is what makes the channel successful, and I like to bring you in on the process. Let's keep going. I have no idea where this leads, and I love that. This back passageway is so quiet and relaxing, so well designed with the woods on one side and all the English stonework on the other. This has been one of my favorite parts of this park. I see it rolls right up onto the exit of the studio tour. Oh, awesome looking at the castle through the woods there. So it does appear that I've reached one of the furthest corners of the upper lot. Hopefully you can hear me and the wind's not too bad. Earlier today, as I said, I was invited to go on a very private one-on-one tour of the back lot. It was me and a gentleman who works for the company, just the two of us in a golf cart, driving all around the back lot. And it was absolutely unforgettable. Discovering it on the tour is amazing. Discovering it with somebody who works here that can give you all the type of details that pertain to you and your certain obsession with theme park design, whole different experience. I have now proudly been up into and inside of the Hill Valley Courthouse, which was fantastic. And when you get on the other side of the doors, I had no idea, but the white marble facade, columns and all, is just sitting behind the modern stone facade that's out front. I had no idea that was back there. I got to film lots of details for future videos about how it all lays together. Don't want to ruin those themes, but I also just got to enjoy it. Didn't film everything because some things are way off limits, but it was absolutely fantastic. And the best part is I made one video about Universal, and they're such a nice, welcoming company that they invited me to come out to check out the back lot. That was so nice. Thank you so much. I appreciated it. Memories will last a lifetime. I hope to get to do it again. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep our tour going. Just wanted to show you guys some of the clips of what I filmed today and bring you into why I'm starting this video during the hottest hour possible. One of the details I was able to notice looking at the park from an entirely different direction is that the backside of Springfield literally is just two IMAX theaters. Didn't even experience that idea or notion when I was riding this attraction last time, but from the outside it's just clear that it's just two giant IMAXs. That's great. For a park that doesn't have a lot of green space, this area right here really does a lot of heavy lifting. And my lord, what a temperature change once you get over into these parts. And we are now on the very edge of Springfield where the volume goes up to 11. Oh, so this is the facade for IMAX number 1. And then that's the facade for IMAX number 2, shaped like a Y. See if I can just walk up here to this exit and get a cool shot off the edge. Sorry, wind. Looks like we got some games of chance out front. I know it's gaudy and campy. It's what it's supposed to be, but it looks pretty awesome. Two more games of chance over here. I have to say, I enjoyed the symmetry. Explore up another one of these exit ramps. See what I can get here. Golf course view. And then the beginning process of the lower level, which I got some cool lower level footage to share from earlier today. Not the perfect lighting, but what a cool shot of Springfield. This bridge is a moving. Woo. Just standing out there, and man, that thing is moving. And looks like we have reached another corner of the upper lot. Let's continue on. I feel like we got to be at least halfway done. The more I've had a chance to think about it, the more genius I think this roller coaster is. I will never ride it, but I will always admire its creative problem solving. Here's the next stop on the perimeter loop is the beer garden. So it's interesting that this portion of Springfield and the left side of Wizarding World, or Hogwarts, whatever it's called, that's all an interior island that probably shares backstage facilities. And we have the new Fast and Furious show building sort of blocking out the end cap of the upper lot where it all tapers to this triangle. A design note about this building if I was in charge of this project, I wouldn't write Fast and Furious on the outside, because I'm pretty sure those characters don't say that. I would name it after one of the characters, like make it that's their shop or their warehouse. I mean, granted, I don't watch the franchise, but I feel like the difference between Disney and Universal is Disney makes that a part of the story. Universal just goes Fast and Furious. Our quest to follow the outer perimeter takes us down this passageway right here. So it appears we reach sort of a European themed neighborhood. French Street Bistro. Some cool details back here in this alley. Oh yeah, we're going full on Epcot right now, guys. By the way, if you see those janitors, make sure you tell them there's a couple of ladies here they might want to meet. Are they playing a Christmas song? Guys, I think I might have found my favorite corner of the upper level. So cool back here. This is the kind of theme park design that I nerd out on. Of course, getting ready for haunt season. Old Haunted Paris. From the cobblestone roads to the small little buildings with the forced perspective, all the hand-painted signs, I have fallen in love with this little corner. Although, unfortunately, it does look as closed as could be. Yes, I remember this spot from my first time. It makes even more sense to me now. Now that I've fully had this ride explained to me, this is going to be phenomenal. Think about this ride for just a minute. It is literally using just trash space. A hillside, narrow as hell, 3 different components of it. Like the fact that somebody was smart enough to say, we should turn this wasted space into our top attraction for the next decade. So well played. The actual footprint that it's going to take from the guests up here on the upper level is quite minimal, but how it's going to use all of this previously wasted space as a mountainside roller coaster where those cars spin in all different kind of directions. This thing is going to be so popular, and it uses just space that's trash. And I love it when you turn trash into cash. That's one of the best parts of business. This thing right here, genius. Whoever designed this, you're a genius. And I'll never ride it once, but I can still celebrate it. So I was over in this area today, but outside the park. And I got some really, really cool footage for future projects. This cool little back patio that's out here. Wow, I wonder if this is like just closed for Halloween stuff or if it's on its way out. So much to investigate. Look how cool that shot is down the street. That's awesome. All right, perimeter tour put on pause. Not going to film around the splash pad. I'm gonna just film the top just because I'm a completist, but obviously not going to film, not going to talk over there because there's kids and I always try to respect families having a good time at a theme park. I always try to make sure what I do is polite to everybody else. Garbage can is awesome. Wow, glad I came back here. Look at this view down in the Super Nintendo world. This is such an interesting place. See that circle UFO building? I had lunch there today. All right, Funland completed. We now have another passageway to go down the Secret Life of Pets Road. It is offset with more of this World Showcase Baby Europe, which I'm loving. This is cool looking. I really like this mural over here. But this is awesome. Good for Miss Hottie. So we've reached the end by traveling up this little road right here, which just looks amazing. And it looks like it's time to follow this road back to what I'm going to assume will be our way to the front of the park. I'm absolutely loving this block inspired by Manhattan and Welcome to New York playing is setting the mood. Friends, I am so happy to have a new place to explore. Just needed the right timing and the right purpose to put my time and energy into it. But I am loving it on my second trip in this little shop that looks like it's in Bryant Street Park. This is cool, man. This is really, really cool. I recognize this Art Deco tower from being in the grand entryway of the park. I had so much fun. Ever watch me go to Hollywood Studios? I absolutely adore that Muppet area. This feels a lot like that. There's enough professionalism here and quality of build that it does feel like, you know, a national theme park, but there's enough bizarro charm that it also feels like a locals theme park.
D. Rose M. Derek Rose Mode.
Something else.
Reach out and touch faith, please. Never let me down again. Thank you. Absolutely.
Yes, as predicted, right back in Hollywood where our journey began. Thank you so much for going on my first ever solo lap around the upper lot of Universal Studios here in Hollywood. If you had fun and you'd like for me to do the lower lot, let me know. This is kind of a shout out to my old video where I did Epcot for the first time ever, just kind of walking through and figuring it all out. I always enjoy this kind of discovery of something new. You only ever get to do it one time, and I'm so glad that you tagged along and did it with me. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope you had fun. I'm having a great time here. Cannot wait to come back next month, and keep a lookout for some Universal content bleeding into some of my other videos. Don't want to give it away, but I think I've got something that's a little bit unique right at my fingertips. Thank you so much for showing up, and if you missed the first time I came here, you can check this video out when I went with Adam, and it kind of blew me away. It was everything that I thought it would be and everything that I didn't imagine it could be.